I am trying to get better with recording somewhat every day, recording something. So, alright. First, I just want to say anything that I say is my story. You know, there's a whole bunch of different sides to stories, but this one is my story. If you was in my life, we got stories that we are entangled. I like to use that, entangled together. And one, my ex-wife, we was married, so you know most of my stories may be about her, may not be about her, but may involve her. So somebody asked me, how do we? Amen. I just want to say, somebody asked me, was I single? And my answer to that is yes. I have been single for almost 6 years. But you got a baby. I do have a baby. Um, I wanted a child, or I wanted children. I wanted a family. I think I wanted like 5 kids, but Kason was enough. Okay. Um, and then someone asked me, am I still in contact with my ex-wife? No, cannot be in contact with my ex-wife. Mm. My ex-wife was my worst experience in relationships. Cinda, why do you say that? You married her. I did marry her. And by all definitions, I loved her. But my ex-wife, she had mental issues. Oh my God, Cinda, you sharing her story? Did I tell y'all that we was together? So her story that in which we lived together and had a life together is my story. So my ex-wife had mental issues, and until we got married, I did not know they was as bad as they was. Right? But one year, probably like 2010, 2011, we was dating. And I ended up, excuse me, getting into an accident. It was March the 17th, St. Patty's Day. We was arguing, and I was gonna go be with my baby daddy, but he wasn't my baby daddy at the time. I was gonna go chill with my baby daddy, or my ex-boyfriend, cause we was cool. As I told y'all, we was real cool. But anyway, I got like maybe 6 blocks from the house, and I was tired that day. I worked 16 hours. But she left out, so I wanted to leave out too. Ended up crashing the car. Okay? And this is before I had my license. Anyway. She came, checked on the car, ain't asked me was I good or nothing. And then she left and went to New York for the weekend, or for a week or something. No communication. Not even in a relationship. But just random text, hi babe, love you babe, da 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 da. So I'm a person that had visions. So one time, I don't know what day it was, probably like the 3rd or 4th day that she was in New York, I had a vision that she cheated. And If y'all can rhyme, right, y'all can figure out what name I'm saying. My name is Cinder. Change my name with fish and elephant. The first 2 letters. That's the girl name she cheated with. Right? So, I'm like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Because I called her. So, I'm fine. I'm like, what you been doing? She's like, nothing, just chilling in the house with my nieces and nephews. My niece and my nephew. I'm like, oh, alright. So I randomly asked her, like, did you cheat on me? She was like, no. I'm like, alright. I said, but I had a dream that you had sex with da-da-da-da-da. Like, y'all went out to dinner and y'all had sex. She's like, no, we ain't had sex. She's like, I would never do that to you. Right? So anyway, let's go back to us getting married. We got married October the 3rd. No, we got married August the 3rd. And it was like, we got engaged in February. Don't remember what it was. Of 2013 when we got married. Because I was like, I don't want a long engagement. Like a dummy. We got married. The wedding started late. Right? What happened? It was raining. My face was all done now. I was real cute, y'all. I had my little dreadlocks back then. Anyway, we got married. It was nice. Then we ended up buying a house. And when we bought the house, it just got crazy. Okay, y'all? It was a 5-bedroom house. The address was 108 Patriots Way. Elton, Maryland. 21229. No, 21291. Something like that. An hour from Baltimore. But the house made her crazy. Right? We had ended up going to marriage counseling, trying to, work our marriage out. And with us going to marriage counseling, the first lady we went to, she ain't really like gay people, and I picked that lady out. She had an issue with that, but when I talked to the lady, she was like, she didn't mind that we was the same sex couple. So then she picked somebody else too. Her name was, I forget the girl's name, but the girl was younger than both of us. I believe the girl was younger than both of us. Or she was closer to my age. So with her, it was a little bit safer, but I still felt like I couldn't open up all the secrets. Because I was like a little secret group. So we went to the marriage counselor probably like for 3 months. And, we read a little book. 7 reviews of Saving America or something like that. It was good. Did a little love mad. But somehow we ended up stopped going to marriage counseling. And one day, it was around March that it happened, right? She was like, you know what, Sen? Well, I didn't have Sen back then, but I probably did, but she didn't call me Sen. She called me Cinder. So she was like, Cinder, look, I really want to save our marriage. Da-da-da-da-da this. Let's talk. Right? So she was like, you might want to sit down. I'm like, no, I don't want to sit down. Tell me. So she was like, I want to start off of a clean slate or whatever, and I just want to tell you something, but you can't react because we married now. So I was in my head, I'm like, what the hell? Because she was telling me. She like, remember when you asked me if I cheated on you, offender? Ooh, look, that was her name. I told you I didn't, but I actually did. But I told you that I didn't because I ain't want to hurt your feelings. But again, you can't react because we married now. And I'm trying to help plan her a birthday party, an 80s party. Because we had the bigger house. Nice house. And all her friends was coming from New York. And like New York, Delaware, Maryland. I would say like Pennsylvania. And I was like, even though we was going through it, I was going to still let her sister have a, party at the house. So, I was like, why would you lie to me? Why would you marry me? Knowing that this could end us. She was like, I didn't want you to hurt you. So I was like, it's to feel like you just did this recently. And this was, say 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 4 or 5 years later. But it was new to me because from when I knew, when I asked you, you told me you didn't do it. My heart was crushed, y'all. Y'all hear me? So, like, we were sleeping in separate rooms. So, it was a master bedroom. And then what I call the junior master bedroom because it looked just like the master bedroom, but it was just like probably 1/4 the size of the master bedroom. So, she slept in the room, I slept in this room. So, I remember going to work and then coming home and going to sleep like with the dresser against the door. Because one time we was fighting. Like, I remember I was driving to work, or I was going to work, and I don't remember what the argument was about, but like she pushed me, and I'm like, yo, you not gonna fight on me. So, like, it was a pushing thing. So then it was one that was downstairs in the family room. Then it was one where we was upstairs in the bathroom. Well, she was in the bathroom. I was in the bedroom. And I was like, I just want to talk. But she came out and she hit me all. Right? And I never really told my family this until after the fact that we was breaking up. Because my family a little crazy. Right? Yeah, a little crazy. So anyway, when I left on the 17th of March. No. Yeah, I left the 17th of March or the 15th of March. And then I was just going back in the house and getting my stuff. So, I remember the day before that, this is what she said to me. When you leaving, because if you don't leave soon, one of us is going to leave in a body bag. Now, this is a woman in which when I tell y'all, I loved her. And I loved her so much, so bad. Even when we was having the fights before this, all she had to do to get me to come home was to call me. I remember one time I ended up leaving. I think this was the time when I was at the pool, but I didn't want to take my phone into the pool. So I had took a picture of me with my bathing suit, right? Before I went into the pool, and I posted it on social media. I posted it on Facebook. It's a black, y'all probably saying it's a black bathing suit, like 2-piece, right? And I had my afro out. I went home, and when I tell y'all, she threw all my stuff from the top floor to the bottom floor. I gotta show y'all the house because y'all be able to see it. So it was like a split level. So it was the second floor, and then it was a balcony. So she threw all my stuff over the balcony downstairs. So when I came home, I'm like, why is all my stuff here? She like, cause you wanna put your body out on social media. If you had my body, you would have did it too, right? Anyway, I left that night, and then she called me, was like, come back. I had all, when I tell you all, I had a Honda Civic 2008. When I tell you all, I packed that shit up so tightly and so neat. Go to my sister's house. The lady was like, oh, don't worry about it, because you going to go back. And when I think this time when I left, she had bust my car window out. Because I rolled her, like, I was trying to leave, but she wasn't letting me leave. So her foot ended up being under my car, or like in between the car and the wheel. She probably lied because she said I rolled her foot over, but that sounded like real false fit, because like she wasn't yelling or nothing like that. So anyway, she bust my front window, so my driving window, like on the driver's side. Think about driving with that down the street. Okay. Anyway, what else? With the party, she was like, if you don't leave, if one of us don't leave, one of us gonna leave in a body bag. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this. I think I went back into the house and I got some stuff like March, April, like around April, that's something, right? And this was one of the worst lies my ex ever told me. As I told y'all, one of the things that I've always wanted to be was I wanted to be a mother, right? So she ended up in the hospital, right? And I didn't know why she was in the hospital, but basically she was in the hospital. And I learned this back in September. But anyway, I got the stuff out my house. I took my baby. He wasn't my baby father at the time. He was my ex-boyfriend / best friend. I took him. I took my sister, and we're taking stuff out of the house. One of the worst things that I took from the house was her dog ashes. I should have emptied them out, because maybe if I emptied them out, then it would have probably sent over the top, and I would have got some insurance money. But God forgive me, I'm glad she's here. But anyway, I ended up giving the ashes back. Then let's see what else happened. See, like, I'm just mumbling. I'm just like throwing it all out here. I didn't talk to her for a while, from like March to like August. No, I'm lying. I didn't talk to her from March the 15th to August. No, September, Labor Day. I guess that was like the 7th or something, or the 8th of that year. And we went to our homegirl, or it was like her homegirl, my homegirl, but like we all know each other because we was in this big old gay group. And I got in the group because my ex-wife had brung me to the group or whatever. Anyway, so we go to the girl house, and it was this it was a massive like end of the summer cookout. And the girl had she had a mechanical bull, right? I think I told y'all this story. She had a mechanical bull in which like I was riding a mechanical bull, and I had on no bra at all. I had on some thongs. I had on, if y'all see the inside of my mask, I always tell y'all like this was a dress. I had on that dress. It was did it go like this? It was like, I think it was like this, like as a halter, and then it was like a thing that run around my neck, like a necklace that went around my neck. Anyway, the first time I rode the mechanical bull, I ended up falling. I got on and fell right off, and I needed help to get on the mechanical bull. Okay? So I had told my homegirl, Dana, I was like, Dana, look, if she come, right, just make sure you keep giving me drinks. And I had told my son godmother, I was like, I'm going to need to be drunk if she come here. And I'm like, most likely she is coming. Because, of course, she think I'm not going to come because, one, she think y'all her friends. Anyway, she came, y'all. When I tell y'all she came, and I got so intoxicated. Like, I had at least 20 drinks. I had shots. It was like shots, and it was like the Jello, the Kid Bear jellies, or the Bears jelly, whatever those boys are called. Jelly Bears, whatever. Anyway, I had those. And I don't remember a lot of what happened that night, But I remember it was this girl, and she was just like, ooh. But she wasn't really my type. She was a dome, but she had like dreadlocks. No, she didn't have dreadlocks. She had like a perm. But she was cute, so I was just like, hey, my name's da 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 da. Here's my number. And I never seen this girl before, but I kissed her. And we kept kissing. Kept kissing the girl. But I think my son godmother said I kissed a couple of people. Anyway, I ended up getting back on top of the bull, right? And when I got back on top of the bull, I ended up having the best time. And that's how I won this thing that is broke now that I'm going to fix. And the whole story about the bull was, I'm on top of the bull, holding on, right? Holding on to the bull, right? What happened? Boop, titties out. Boop, my ass out. And I wanted to keep holding on because I wanted to see the show. I want to ask my homegirl if she still got this video. Like, yo, LaShawn, do you got this video? Because if you got the video, I need to have it because, I'm a YouTuber now. And I will show you guys this video. But, like, she said she never posted it. But I want to see it. Anyway, she was like, later on, she like, saying, because your butt was out. She like, everybody see ass instead, whatever. So, I think that's how we ended up starting to talk. And I think she called me the next weekend. But when she called me, I thought she was playing on my phone. Because she called me from an unknown number. And I don't really answer unknown numbers. So anyway, she called me from an unknown number. And she was like, hello. I was like, hello. She was like, can you talk? And like, when I tell y'all the phone hung up right as soon as she said that. So I thought she was playing on my phone. So I even have the text message like, yo, if you calling me to start trouble or on some BS, please don't call me. Right? And I don't know what else I said. Like, she was like, no, I really want to talk to you, da 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 da. So I was like, okay, we can talk. So I think I was like, well, call me tomorrow or whatever, and I'll give you like an hour or whatever. You can talk to me. Because, I was more so calm now. But at first I was just like, F you, da 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 da. You can die, da da da, cut your wrist, da 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 da. Because that's how I was. That's how I felt. So we talked, and I don't actually remember exactly what was said in this conversation. She was just like, I seen you at the cookout, but I was scared to, be around you. Like, the whole cookout that we was at together, she never once came near me. And if she was close to me, she got up and ran. Like, literally got up and ran. So we ended up talking, whatever day that was. I'll look at my emails because I pretty much keep all emails. We ended up talking, and then I remember her saying that she wanted to see me, and I'm like, all right, we can see each other. But she had already moved, not one, but two girls. Like, this was the second girl that she had moved into the house in which we was purchasing. Right? So, she's like, well, you can't come because da-da-da, she here. And I'm in my head, I'm looking like, well, that's supposed to be my house, because my name is on the deed. Okay? So anyway, I was like, all right, whatever, just let me know. So we was just like, she had texted me. She was like, I bet you if I told you to let's go get a rum, you ain't gonna be, you're not gonna hesitate. And I was like, ha 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 ha, whatever. I'm like, I want it, so I wouldn't tell you no. So anyway, she had called me and was like, we're gonna go out to eat. So I was like, all right, I'll meet you at the house. But I met her at the house, and like, I don't even know if I pulled my car into the goddamn garage. But she took me to Longhorn, which is a steakhouse. But like, why would you take me to a steakhouse when I don't eat that? Anyway, we ended up going back in the house. When I tell y'all, this house was so fucking spectacular, okay? I love this house. But as soon as I got in the house, like, I'm standing in the kitchen. It's a cabinet, like the snack cabinet. That's what it was. Like, it was the longer cabinet. I'm just standing in there, and she was like, what's wrong? I'm like, it don't feel right. She like, feel like what? I said, this don't feel like my house no more. I said, it just don't feel right. And she was like, well, Cinda, if we gonna work this out, you gotta, try to get over it. So she like, come on, let's go upstairs. So we go upstairs, probably took a shower together. And then what happened? We got in the bed and had wonderful intercourse. When I tell y'all wonderful intercourse, my body craved her for those what? March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Those 7 months that we wasn't talking, my body craved her. Anyway, having sex, we both climaxed at the same time, which was like really like hard to do, but bam, we both did it, right? And I remember me crying, and I'm like, we can't never do this again. And she's like, what you mean? I was like, you don't belong to me anymore. Yeah, I'm your wife, but you don't belong to me anymore. And we had sex that night, and I stayed the night, I think, and I went home, and we communicated for another month. But in the midst of October, she had told me, I don't know if I told you guys, but she had told me, she was like, I had caused her to be in the hospital back in April. So let's go back to that one. She was just like, I had made her have like almost a heart attack or something like that. So I'm like, all right. So like we had got close, and she was like, well, I really didn't have, it really wasn't heart related. No, she told me she had a miscarriage. My bad. That's what it was. She told me that she had a miscarriage because her blood pressure was high or whatever, and I was stressing her out. So she confessed to me and told me what really happened. She said I got the stuff from the house, and she was already depressed or whatever, and she tried to commit suicide. Right? But another backstory on top of that, like my son godmother, she was literally pregnant, and she was pregnant with twins. And her and my ex-wife, they were friends before I was friends with my son's godmother. And my ex-wife told my friend, who just had a miscarriage of losing, no, it wasn't twins, it was one baby she lost. So she had told my friend that she lost the baby. So instead of my friend being comforted by my ex-wife is getting comfort by my friend. So one day I'm with my friend, and she was like, yeah, she only told me that, she had a miscarriage because of you. And I was like, what? And after a while, I was just like, dang. I was like, look, dang, she lied. I'm like, she wasn't really pregnant. I said she wanted me to feel guilty, right? So she made up the lie about being pregnant with twins to make me feel bad. And she was like, son, no, she was really pregnant. And I'm like literally fussing, raising my voice at my friend, like, no, she really tried to commit suicide. Right? So my friend was like, really? I was like, really? So, we was cool for my birthday, which was November the 7th. And I had told her, she was like, what you doing for your birthday? I was like, oh, I'm going to just hang out with friends. Right? So she was like, all right. I was like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you or nothing for my birthday. She was like, all right. And she was cool with that. Right? At least I thought she was cool with that. So I got to look behind me. I think this one, the owl picture, is my birthday picture from 2015. So I had a gay group. I still got it. I just don't really talk on it. Here on Facebook. And the girls from the gay group, my sister, my cousin, and a girl who liked me, we all went out and painted. And we was trying to go to the club, but I wasn't really in the club because, one, I really did want to be with her on my birthday. But, like, she made my birthday, my 30th birthday, suck. Like, I paid for everything for my 30th birthday because we wasn't really on good terms. In which nobody knew that. This is a long video, guys. I'm sorry. So, what else happened? For my birthday, I ended up staying in the car, right? While my sister went and partied. Who does that? So then, what happened? My ex-wife calls me. And she just like, cause you owe me da 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 da. I'm like, what? I'm like, you know what? I ain't paying you da 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 this. I'm not doing da 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 this. F you do. You know what? Forget my number. Don't call me no more. So then she was calling me all these stupid B to the H's and the. You know what? Good night. So my birthday is November the 7th. I don't remember what day it was, but it might have been the 12th. So she tried to commit suicide again, and I was at work. So her sister called me, and her sister calls me and tells me, oh, she took some Benadryl and had an allergic reaction. You what? And, you know, I feel bad for telling this story, but, like, whatever. This is a part of my life, and this is a part of me. The reason why, like, I'm single, because I don't trust people. But anyway, she took Benadryl, and she had an allergic reaction. So I go to the hospital. Like, I'm working. I work 3 to 11 that day. And when I go to work, right? Well, when I get off of work, I go to the house. And at this time, she talked me into getting a damn puppy. Like, that was going to help us. And we named her Kayla. Anyway, go to the hospital, and it was like, and I go there, and her hands is shackled to the bed, and I'm like, why are you really here? So she was like, I tried to commit suicide. I took 120 Benadryl. She took some Malibu to make her heart speed up, and she took something else too. Probably an energy drink. She was like, she opened up the back door so the door can go in and out until somebody found her. And I'm like, okay. So me, being the person that I was in the relationship, I kept trying to get her help. And, you know, like, when you have somebody that's suicidal or depressed or whatever, like, one person cannot take care of any, you know, no one person make anybody want to actually, like, live or whatever. So I'm trying to call her friends and Look, I just need people to come to, you know, help support her, you know, help tell her, you know, that we love her, Nobody besides one friend responded. So when she was coming home, you know, she came, and I had told my ex-wife, I was like, you know, it's coming here. Oh, I don't know why the fuck she coming here, because she just want to be nosy. She want to bring her fucking badass puppy and her daughter, right? I forget what she said about her daughter, but I know the puppy was a badass puppy. Right? So anyway, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going. So I lived in Elton, or the house was in Elton. And I went to Bed, Delaware, got me a sandwich from Subway. I waited because I was trying to call the girl who was supposed to come up here, or come up there to meet with her, you know, help talk to her, whatever. And I'm like, yo, look, I'm just wiping my hands of it. And it was 2 hours for the lady to get to the house because, you know, we moved the door distance. So she was like, you know what? Your motherfucking friend, all she came here to do was complain about other people, and her daughter was getting on the puppy nerves, and the dog was... I'm like, ugh, whatever. You know what? But whatever. So, yeah, I don't... That's the reason why I'm single, and stuff that I can't, like, get over. Like, I love the wrong person. And when I loved her, when I tell y'all I loved her, like, if it was somebody would have been like, you know what? one of y'all gotta die today, I probably would have jumped in front of the gun because that's how much I loved her. Yeah, that's it, right? And I remember one of the worst things she ever told me was, Cinda, I never loved you. And in the back of my head, right, I say to myself, if I could love the wrong person this much, what the hell would I do for the right person? But then, with all of this, it made or have me afraid of love, because if this could happen with Miss Wrong, what the freak would I be willing to do for Miss Right? But like I cut the possibility of love off, and I was just telling my homegirl, I was like, I just want me a boo. She like, but Sin, how can you want a boo when you not putting yourself out there for a boo? I'm like, I know, right? Anyway, guys, I'm getting sleepy and I'm just babbling and babbling and babbling. And I just wanted to tell you guys. Well, I just wanted to eat those shrimps. I ain't eat all of them. Maybe a little bit too much. Yeah. Yeah, y'all don't know. I'm a nail biter. Anyway, guys, I'm sleepy. But like, Sam, what the hell did you just say? I know, I was just babbling. No cheat cards, just talking and eating my shrimps. A lot of people, somebody had asked me, would I ever be back in cahoots with my ex-wife? No, I would not be. But if I could have a relationship in which I could just have intercourse with my ex, right? I would be so happy. Why? Because my body miss her. In the past 5 years, how many women have I been with? I want to say 3. It might have only been 2. So I've been with the girl, we can call her Jay. But Jay was a little bit too demanding for me. I helped my homegirl get off once. My other homegirl helped me get off once. The T-Mobile girl, in which I met at Pride, and when I seen her, she was just so freaking hot. I helped her get off once. The girl that I dealt with when I got pregnant with Kason, after Kason, and when this year. So, if y'all want to count that up, I guess that's 4 or 5 women. That's 4. That's 4. But I want to say I was with another girl, but I just don't remember who she was. That's bad. That's bad. But how many men I've been with since I left my ex-wife? My son's father, on and off for the past 5 years. But I don't like penetration, so that don't really work. I wanted my son, so hey, I had to get the penetration. I didn't have to get the penetration, but I did get the penetration because I wanted my son. I had a boy named Kelly, in which he had the best, look at me, and I'm not even gonna lie, he was one of the best kisses that I had. You hear me? He told me, he used to tell me, and I was talking to him last year, right? Because I had Casey, it was last year. I met him while I was driving left. And he used to tell me, son, you kiss like a porn star. Okay? And then it was a guy named Jalen. I met him when I was couponing. And So this is the thing, right? I don't like penetration, right? But if I'm gonna be with a man, I want a man that's blessed. Okay? I don't like so my son father, he's just not in the bitch. Like he got a whole another life. But Kelly, his he looked like an uncooked hot dog, right? So it could be like this long, but it's skinny like this. I'm a big girl. What you gonna do with that? So nah. Um, Jalen, we actually were having intercourse. Like I think he ate me out. I think he gave me head. I think he did. And then we was having sex, and I was like, ah, no, you can stop. I got up, put my clothes on, and left his house at like 3 in the morning. Like we had went out, then we went out for dinner. When we went out to dinner, we went to the movies, and I was just like, oh no, no. So yeah, look, I'll just keep talking. Send a shut up and go your ass to sleep. Alright guys, look, I don't know if I'm going to edit this video. Y'all can just go to hear me mumble, 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 mumble. And again, anything that I say in my videos, trust me, it is true to my best ability. Okay? A lot of things that have happened, I have somewhat, especially with my ex-wife, I have a little bit of things that can back my story up. Okay? My ex-wife was conniving. She was a backstabber to the one person who truly loved her, which was me. She, I don't know, what is it called? Narcissistic. She was seasonal depression. She had seasonal depression. She was mad and depressed. She was on meds in which she didn't want to take her meds, in which I always try to get her to take her medication. And ex-wife, if you are watching this video, I still love you. I'm just not in love with you. Please don't ever reach out to me. I don't ever want to hear from you. I wish you nothing but the best. Okay? That message that you left on your iPhone, on your iPad, I still have it. You know, that when you left your suicidal video, yeah, I still have that. I just looked at it the other day, and it was the worst video ever. I was like, how can she not love herself? But anyway, guys, look, I just keep mumbling on. I need to go to sleep. I'm tired.